very warm welcome to parents and teachers for this particular EGM. Just to give you a rough idea, we are not opposing the government's policy. Okay, we have no other way that we say that we want to oppose the government's decision, but we are seeking an alternative. Okay, to ask the government to reconsider, okay, maintaining the teaching and learning of science and mathematics and English for this school, and also at the same time to have a new addition from SMK to change to SMK in bracket SMI, that means the science and mathematics and English. That's the status that we are working. So I understand parents have already voted. I think it's about time we have to close our ballot box already. Same thing for the teachers. Okay, for the teachers, they are not voting yes or no, because as a government servant, we are not allowed to oppose any policy being spelled out by the government. What we are trying to get feedback from the teachers are whether in case, if, okay, we are successful. Okay, Xavier is successful, or other schools who have EGM and they are successful to retain, okay, their teaching and learning of science and mathematics in English, then the teacher has the choice either to stay back in St. Xavier's to continue teaching the subject, the two subjects in English, or to other SMK schools whereby they continue teaching the two subjects in Bahasa Malaysia. That's all. Okay, so I make it very, very clear.
Kami ingin menyeru kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Timbalan Perdana Menteri untuk membantu pihak ibu bapa yang masih dinafikan hak untuk oleh pegawai-pegawai Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri Malaysia daripada menggunakan persatuan ibu bapa dan guru-guru sekolah mereka sebagai landasan yang sah untuk merayu kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri Malaysia dibenarkan option untuk mengekalkan pengajaran sains dan matematik dalam bahasa Inggeris. Now, on the 13th July 2009, this is what we have, I'm going to read to you. Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri telah menyatakan bahawa kerajaan sudi memberi pertimbangan terhadap permintaan daripada pihak ibu bapa untuk menerima option SMI. Berikutan dari kenyataan awam oleh pihak Kementerian Pelajaran Malaysia untuk memasukkan PPSMI pada tahun 2012. Walau bagaimanapun, kami telah mengarahkan pengetua guru besar sekolah untuk melarang ibu bapa daripada menggunakan PIBG sebagai landasan untuk mengutarakan pandangan mereka terhadap option SMI. Malangnya, larangan ini telah menyebabkan berlakunya insiden di mana ibu bapa SMK di KL, Sri Hartamas, telah disekat untuk masuk pintu pagar sekolah apabila mereka cuba mengadakan mesyuarat tergempar EGM berkaitan option SMI. Before I read through again, we have also wrote to JPN, and we have followed every procedure required to hold this EGM. Okay. To continue, pada 10 Ogos 2009, Yang Amat Berhormat Timbalan Perdana Menteri telah sendiri meminta maaf atas insiden tersebut dan memberi jaminan kepada ibu bapa bahawa PIBG boleh mengemukakan memorandum atau surat berkaitan option SMI kepada beliau.
I think the objective when Mahathir, just before he retired as Prime Minister, when he said that maths and science should be taught in English, he meant that hopefully that these two subjects, if taught in the medium of English, the children will have more exposure to the language. Not so much learning the language, but learning language for us all is very strange. We learn the language when we are thrown into the deep end. Let's say I do not know how to speak Mandarin and I go and work in China. I don't really have to go for extra lessons to learn Mandarin. By the very fact that you have to work in a Chinese environment and they only speak Mandarin, human beings automatically adapt. We will acquire Mandarin. Same with English, because English is already 25 years behind in the sense that when our education policy changed to Bahasa Malaysia, it's more than 20 years. And so, and because of patriotism, in the spirit of patriotism, that's why English went backwards. And it's very sad that after 50 years of Merdeka, some of these politicians still see Bahasa English, or Bahasa Inggris as they call it, as Bahasa Penjajah. Why do you want to talk about colonialism? 50 years of independence and more than 50 years, you keep on blaming your colonial masters for all the bad things. How can? I mean, we must go on. So maths and science in English is so helpful, because if you go onto the internet, you go onto Astro, all the education program, there are plenty and plenty of science programs, all in English. And if the children only have, the command of the language, it would be very easy for them to understand. And so our science become even easier. It's the teachers, young teachers who are not good in the language and they don't want to learn the language. And so you start giving all the bad vibrations and feedbacks to the politicians and start saying it got to be changed back to Bahasa. I feel it's very unfortunate and very sad.
So with this, we have a very encouraging those who have support, especially we have the mandate of Undi is 520 and Tidak Menyokong is 20, Rosa 11, Jumlah is 551. Total percentage Menyokong 94.37%.